things I don't do to myself, and I don't want you to do to yourself to keep your body positivity up, is stop bullying yourself. Stop it. Stop saying negative things about your own body. That is a selfish lie we tell ourselves, and it doesn't help anyone. So I'm going to tell you why I feel so strongly about this. This is a story that I am definitely not proud of. When I was recovering from my eating disorder, I talked negatively about myself all the time, because even though I was getting well, it still didn't stop me from hating what I was seeing happening to my body in the mirror, because I was sick. I was sick, and I thought, like, the skinnier I was, the prettier I was. And it was just not the truth. I looked pretty awful. I tried to call my family so I would have some pictures to show you, but my family even said it was very hard for us to take pictures of you at that point, because it wasn't like looking at you, it was like looking at this walking skeleton that hated herself. But this really changed the way I looked about talking about myself like that, especially in front of other people. I had a friend in high school, and she was incredible. She was an honor student, she was athletic, she played a bunch of sports, she was super funny, and we became best friends. And after about 6 months of being around me, we were at summer camp. Oh man, I don't want to cry. We were at summer camp in the bathroom, and I'll never forget this. I came out of the bathroom and I was standing in the mirror, and I said something about myself like, ugh, I'm so fat, I just don't look good in anything. And she turned around to me, this beautiful, normal, healthy girl, and said, I've been making myself puke for the past 3 months, because if you think you're fat, what must you see when you look at me? And I had given my best friend an eating disorder, or helped with her eating disorder, just by talking bad about myself in front of her. Just by saying, like, she thought I was perfect. I was her friend. She would have never said those things to me. She didn't think those things about me. But the fact that I thought them about myself and said them in front of her made her think that there was something wrong with her. That I must look at her and think she's fat or ugly. And so she had been throwing up anything she ate in order to get her weight down and be as thin as me. And I had never thought about it at that point. I had been selfishly thinking that it was just about me, or I had just hurt my family members, which is bad enough. But I'd given my best friend help with her eating disorder. If you are telling yourself mean lies about yourself in front of people, you are telling them that lie as well. I'm still embarrassed and shamed that I aided in her sickness. So stop being an inner bully. Stop inwardly and outwardly bullying yourself, because you have no idea how much it's affecting people around you. Your cousin, your little sister, your best friend, anybody around you, when they hear that you think these terrible things about themselves, are gonna start like holding you as a mirror to them. Also, if you don't stop, like I said, this isn't a phase. It's going to follow you into adulthood. There isn't going to be a time where you wake up in the morning and that's just all gone and you love your body. It's a practice, and you develop it. So be kind to yourself. All right? So that's what we're doing so far. We're being kind to ourselves. We're not inward bullies. Number 3, don't let people around you talk negatively about themselves. Shut that ish down. And we're going to tack on bullying to this one as well. So we're going to talk about how to address bullies and how to not let people talk down about themselves in front of you. You might be like, how in the world do I stop people? How do I change that conversation? Well, after I give you a little spiel here, we're going to do some role play. Austin's going to help. He just doesn't know it yet. Ladies, I'm specifically talking to you on this one, but I guess guys could do it too. I just don't know. Girls, why do we stand around and bond over the things we don't like about ourselves? I see this and hear this all the time, okay? Don't bond with people over each other's insecurities. That's a very weird way to set up a friendship. It keeps you collecting this evidence, right? That the things you think about yourself are true. It goes back to that thing of standing in the mirror next to somebody, and if I think this way about myself and they think this way about themselves, it must be true. We must just be sharing our deep down truth. No, you're just telling each other lies and collecting evidence to tell that part of you that doesn't feel like it's enough, that you're not enough, and your friend doesn't feel like enough either. So you must be on the same page. You're not on the same page. You're both lying to yourselves. The best way to support your friends that may have eating disorders or that you hear talk about themselves negatively a lot is to not engage in the conversation. And we're going to talk a little bit about how to shut that conversation down. If your friends start saying things like, I'm so fat, I hate my elbows, my knees are too skinny, here's what you say. Don't talk about my friend like that. I love her. Okay? I say that to every person in my life that starts to do that now. And it makes them laugh too. Like, don't talk about my friend that way. You would never say those things to your best friend. That is dumb stuff we only say to ourselves to be mean. So when you hear your friend saying, I'm so fat, I hate the way I look today, I feel so bloated, this outfit sucks on me, just look at her and say, don't talk about my friend that way. That's one way to shut it down. Have you ever been in the bathroom or at a sleepover or anything, and all of a sudden girls start going, oh, I'm so fat, and then another girl will chime in and be like, are you kidding me? You're gorge. I hate my earlobes. And then all of a sudden that girl turns around and she's like, your earlobes, no way. Have you seen my gut? These conversations are ridiculous. Why are we talking about what we look like so much? Is there nothing else we care about? Do we not care about being interesting or kind or thoughtful? So my advice here is to change the conversation. If this starts happening around you with your friends, if you hear this weird bonding ritual start happening, I would say this. Now, this is the more extreme approach, but this is what I would say. So I'm the girl, ready? Oh, I'm so fat. Me. I would much rather hear about the kindest thing you did this week. Did you do anything thoughtful? Huh? See what I did there? Not only did I shut down their negative conversation they were trying to have with me and not bond with them, but I made them think about something positive that is actually worthwhile that they should be thinking about. That's what we should be encouraging each other as friends to think about. The stuff that makes us kind and interesting. What book you last read. What you're passionate about. What's lighting your fire these days. Why are we talking about what we don't like about ourselves and calling that a conversation? Are you ready, guys? We're gonna talk about something that still gives me the heebie-jeebies to talk about. Bullies. Bullies are the worst, all right? And I hate to tell you this, but there's not a lot you can do about a bully. They just suck. They 100% want to bring you down. That is the definition of being a bully. So we're just gonna dive right in because dang, this is a tough one for me. This could be the wrong advice, but this is how I handled bullies, all right? I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of glorious advice, and I 100% want you to take all the opinions that you can possibly glean and form your own, but this is how I handled it personally. So, I don't know if you've heard this before, but everyone in the world hates a bully. You know what everyone in the world doesn't hate? A funny guy, a smartass. So now we're gonna do a little role playing so you can see how I learned to handle bullies. Now, granted, this role play will only work if you remember one thing. Bullies are not people you look up to. They're not people you want to be. They're not people you're gonna ask advice from. So what they say has nothing to do with who you are. You're gonna have to learn to realize that whatever they say is going to sting because they want it to, and then immediately take its power away by remembering, I do not want to be like this person, they do not know me, and it would make their day to bring me down. That's a bully. If you put weight into what a bully says, you're giving it power. If you're able to laugh at what a bully says, you win. The best way to not let a bully win, even if the things they say are going to hurt you because you're a human and not a robot, is to be able to turn it into something funny, okay? So let's role play. Austin, I'm gonna need you on this. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. You're gonna be my bully.
Oh boy.
Bully experience number 1. Here we go.
You're weird looking.
Guess it depends who's looking. And you seem like you need glasses.
I hate your glasses.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna go bully scenario number 2.
Oh, all right.
Okay, bully scenario numero dos.
I hate your glasses.
Oh, well, I actually bought them for me, so that's fine. Here's a possible scenario number 3 that I experienced in my own life.
You are fat.
So articulate, that bully. So articulate. You are fat. It's a bully robot from the future.
You're fat.
Oh, I'm so glad we're being this honest with each other because you're mean and seem very unhappy. This will make them mad. And it may not stop the bullying, but it'll stop the bullying inside you. Because the more power we take away from bullies, we're not trying to change them, all right? Or make them stop bullying. That would be amazing if we could do that. But they're probably not going to sit down and have conversations with you about what's actually going on inside them that's making them want to strip your power away as well. All we can do is not let it affect us, is not take it as evidence that we are somehow not enough. You are enough. And this person obviously sees that you are enough and wants to take that away because they don't feel like enough. So, with bullies, we just take their power away. We make it a joke. Sorry, Mom and Dad.